Hello students. So today we are going to discuss the second part of the earth conductor. So when a conductor is connected to the earth, it is called earth conductor, and as a result of earth conductor or a conductor is connected to the earth, potential of the conductor will be equal to 0. That already we have discussed in the part 1, earth conductor part 1. So in this class, so we are going to discuss another part, the remaining portion of this topic. So we are going to discuss. Okay. So now I am DN Tharpai. I welcome you all to my new YouTube channel Physics Sketch. So now so far, so in the last class, so we have discussed that there are two spherical conductors. There are two spherical conductors. They are made of metal. The inner sphere has given charge and outer sphere has given no charge. So when the outer sphere will be earthed, look here, now the outer sphere will be earthed, then the inner charge has a charge q, the same charge remains q, and when the outer sphere is charged, now to make the outer sphere zero potential, now some charge will flow from the earth to the outer sphere, and that is equal to minus q. That already we have discussed in the previous video. So now as a result, the potential of the outer sphere was 0 because it is earth. Again, the potential of the inner sphere we have calculated, that is equal to potential of the inner sphere is equal to kq by a plus kq minus q by b, and this is the potential of the inner sphere. This is what already we have discussed in the video 1. Now in this video, so we are going to reverse the case. So now, so what will be doing? Now charge q will be given to the outer sphere. In this case, so we will be giving charge q to the outer sphere, and inner sphere will be earth. Before going to calculation, before going to connect to the inner sphere to the earth, let us discuss how the charge will be distributed from inner surface to outer surface, inner surface. Then how much charge will be induced here, then how much charge will be induced in the inner sphere, that part we will discuss. Then we will connect to the earth, then we will discuss one by one. Okay? So let us discuss now. So first case is, so when charge is given to the outer sphere, now charge is given to the outer sphere is q. So you know that, so when charge is given to the outer sphere, so now this is the inner sphere. When charge is given to the outer sphere, now we can think that so out of the total charge q, so partly some charge will be on the outer surface and some charge will be on the inner surface. Let the outer charge is x charge is on the outer surface, let y charge is on the inner surface. So now when y charge will be inner surface, total charge q is how much? X plus y. That is our discussion. Total charge is given to the outer sphere is q. Out of the total charge q, how much charge is remaining on the outer surface of the outer sphere? X. What is y? Now charge on the inner surface of the outer sphere. What is x plus y? That is q. Due to this charge q, y, now this is positive. Let's say it is positive. This is also positive. You know, if some charge is present on the inner surface of the sphere, then automatically now the charge will produce its own lines of force. Now the electric lines of force will produce from this surface to this one. Electric lines of forces will be produced from the outer sphere to the inner sphere, because charges are present. How much charge is present? Now y charge is present. So when the lines force will produce, so here negative charge will be induced, because you know lines forces are always going from positive charge to negative charge. So negative charge. If on the outer surface negative charge will be there, then the inner part of the sphere positive charge will be induced. So when positive charge will be induced, again positive charge is produce its own lines of force. Then all the lines of force is coming to the center, and they all will intersect at the center. You know the properties of lines of force says that lines of force will never intersect. So if the lines force will never intersect, then there will be no lines of force. If there is no lines force, there is no induced charge in the inner surface. If no charge induced, then no charge on the outer surface. That means if no charge on the outer surface, then y is not 0. That means all the charges given to the sphere all will be present on the outer sphere. No induction of the charges, no distribution of charges to inner side. So now this is very important concept. Then what is the result? Now when charges are given to a sphere, this sphere, then all the charges should be present on the outer surface, and this charge will no way be divided into inner surface and outer surface as I have discussed here. This is the first part. Now all the charges will be on the outer sphere. So now in this case what we are doing, the inner sphere is made earthed. The inner sphere is connected to the earth. So if the inner sphere will be connected to the earth, what are the changes taking place? Let us discuss step by step. Now let us come to the discussion part. So here this is the inner sphere. This is the inner sphere. Now this is your outer sphere. The charge is given to the outer sphere is Q. Then inner sphere is earth. So now as you like, so this is the earthing symbol. This is the inner sphere is earth. So when the inner sphere will be earth, the important part is the potential of the inner sphere will be now 0. If the potential will be inner sphere is 0, then how much charge is present here? Let Q charge is present here. Now the radius of the inner sphere is A. Now the radius of the outer sphere is equal to B. Now this charge is developed because of the earthing. Because I have given only charge to the outer sphere. The outer sphere has given only charge Q. Inner sphere has not given any charge. Due to earthing action, some part of the charge may come to the earth, from the earth to the sphere, or from the sphere to the earth. Let the charge appearing on the surface of the sphere due to earthing is equal to Q. As a result, the potential of the inner sphere is equal to 0. So the potential of the inner sphere, that is your potential on the inner sphere. So potential of the inner sphere is equal to 0 because it is earth. Since potential of the inner sphere is 0 because of earth, then let us calculate what is the potential of the inner sphere. The potential of the inner sphere is due to the potential due to its own charge, because the charge present on the inner sphere is Q. Radius of the inner sphere is A. So potential due to this charge and this radius is equal to KQ by A. That is equal to KQ by A. Again, potential of the inner sphere, that is equal to Vi. Potential of the inner sphere due to the outer charge will be how much? Because this point is inside the outer sphere. So since this charge is Q, this radius is B, what is the potential at any point inside a charge sphere? A Q by B. So that is equal to plus K Q by B. So now this result becomes 0. Since the net potential of the inner sphere is 0 because of the earthing, then I can say from this I can say, so Q by A is equal to minus Q by B. So this shows the amount of charge appearing on the inner sphere due to earthing is minus Q A by B. This is a very important calculation. Now the question is, when the inner sphere will be earthed, what will happen? Now from the earth, some charge will flow, and how much charge will flow from the earth to the sphere? That is equal to Q, and that Q is equal to minus Q, this minus of this, into A by B. This much of charge will come to the sphere, inner sphere. As a result, the potential is equal to 0. This is a very important calculation. So when the inner sphere will be earthed, how much charge will flow to the earth or how much charge will come from the earth? Same thing. Somebody can say the charge is to the sphere from the earth, this much of charge is coming, or somebody can say, so plus Q charge is going from this body to this body. That is the answer. So now the value of the charge is equal to this much, and now come to potential of the inner sphere will be how much. So now the potential of the inner sphere, let us calculate the potential of the inner sphere now. So that is equal to outer sphere. Now let us calculate what is the potential of the outer sphere. So now question is, now before going to the calculate the potential of the outer sphere, now come to the discussion what we have calculated. Now we have calculated that. Now this is the inner sphere. This is your outer sphere. Inner sphere has been Earth. Now charge is given Q to the outer sphere. So how much charge is present here? Now the amount of charge present here is minus Q into A by B. This much of charge is present on the inner sphere. This is what we have calculated. How much charge is Q? Q is how much? Minus Q A by B. So according to the principle of induction, you know, if minus Q charge is here, then how much charge will be induced here? The amount of charge induced in the upper surface is how much? The amount of charge in the upper surface will be how much? That is equal to, if this is equal to minus Q by Q, then here the amount of charge is equal to plus Q A by B. This is the charge appearing on the inner surface of the outer sphere. If the charge appearing on the inner surface of the outer sphere is this much, then how much charge will be present on the outer surface of the outer sphere? Because total charge on the outer sphere has Q. Out of Q, this much of charge is present on the inner surface. How much charge on the outer surface? So the charge on the outer surface of the outer sphere is equal to how much? That is equal to Q minus Q A by B. So then it is equal to how much? That is equal to Q into 1 minus A by B is the amount of charge available in the outer surface. So again remember, so how much charge is present in the inner surface? So Q A by B. How much charge in the outer surface? Q minus Q A by B. What is the total charge on the outer surface? So this plus this, obviously that is equal to Q. And how much charge will come to the inner sphere from the Earth? That is minus Q A by B. So the amount of charge coming to the sphere is minus Q A by B. This is all about the charge distribution in a sphere when the inner sphere is Earth. So this is a very important discussion. Now let us calculate what is the potential of the outer sphere due to these charges. So now let us calculate the potential of the outer sphere. This is important because our discussion is the potential of the spherical shell. Main topic, name of the topic is potential of the spherical shell. Now we have discussed now in different cases. Now let us find out what is the potential of the outer sphere. And potential of the inner sphere need not to calculate because earthing body has potential 0. So now come to the point. Now this is the sphere. This sphere has radius A. This is another sphere. This sphere has radius B. Now the outer sphere has given charge Q. Inner sphere has developed charge minus Q A by B. This is the charge on the inner surface of the inner sphere, where the inner sphere is Earth. Now what is the potential of the inner sphere? So the potential of the inner sphere is equal to 0 because Earth. Now what is the potential of the outer sphere? That is what we are going to calculate. So now in this case, potential of the inner sphere is equal to 0. So write down by Earth. This is Earth. What is the potential of the outer sphere? So potential of the outer sphere is equal to the potential due to its own charge. That is equal to K. Charge of the outer sphere is Q. Radius of the outer sphere is B. This is the potential of the outer sphere due to its own charge. Again, the potential of the outer sphere due to this charge will be how much? That is equal to K. The charge is equal to minus Q A by B divided by radius is how much? Radius is equal, because due to this charge potential at this point. So that's why this radius I have to take, this radius is B. Then I am calculating is equal to K Q by B minus K. This is minus K. So Q A by B square. So take the LCM. So that is equal to B square. That is equal to K Q. That is equal to B minus K Q into A. So then it is equal to k q common b minus a divided by b square is the potential of the outer surface. Now you please remember, when the inner sphere will be arch and outer sphere is given charge, potential of the outer sphere is kq b minus a by b square and potential of the inner sphere is equal to 0. This is all about the discussion of the chapter, where the inner sphere is arch, outer sphere is given charge. This is all about your discussion we have discussed. So next point is another important part we are going to discuss. So when charge is kept inside a dielectric, so what is the amount of charge induced in a dielectric? That part we will be also discussing in this video. Okay. Now our question is, next part is, so let us say, so it is a sphere. Now let us see here. Now it is a sphere, thick spherical shell. So this is a thick spherical shell, and this thick spherical shell has a relative permittivity epsilon r. The thick spherical shell is made of dielectric. So now at the center, the charge kept is equal to q. At the center I have kept charge q, and it is a thick spherical shell. These are all very important fundamentals. If the fundamentals will be very clear, then you can able to solve the problem quickly. So no problem. So one can understand how to start and how to solve the problem. So now in this case it is a thick dielectric sphere having inner radius here, having the inner radius a, outer radius b. At the center of the sphere a charge is kept. So again, it is not a metal, it is not a conductor, it is a dielectric having dielectric constant epsilon r. So inner radius a, outer radius b. At the center a charge q is kept. So my question is to get how much charge will be induced on the inner surface of the thing. So now if the charge is q kept here, so now here the charge will be induced, negative charge, you know, the induced charge is always in opposite sign. So let's say the charge induced here negative sign. So here negative, then outer surface will be same amount of positive. The same amount of positive charge will be induced, and it is a dielectric, you remember. Then now again question is, how much charge is induced here? Let the amount of charge induced here is equal to, induced charge is equal to q induced. Let us write the amount of charge induced in the inner surface is q induced. So how to calculate the amount of charge induced in the inner surface of the dielectric? How to calculate? Now the important part is we have to apply the Gauss law. So according to Gauss law, let us take a Gaussian surface. Let's say this is a Gaussian surface, spherical Gaussian surface. Now this is called spherical Gaussian surface. Spherical Gaussian surface. Then applying the Gauss law, so we can able to find out the induced charge. So what is the Gauss law? So now the Gauss law states that the surface integral of normal component of electric field over a closed surface. This is the surface integral of normal component of electric field over a closed surface is equal to 1 by epsilon 0 times total charge present inside the Gaussian surface. Total charge present inside the Gaussian surface. That is the Gauss law. Again I am telling, the surface integral of normal component of electric field over a closed surface is equal to 1 by epsilon 0 times total charge present inside the Gaussian surface. So applying this law, you can find out how much charge will be induced here. Now come to the problem here. Since this is a symmetric system and the sphere is equidistant from this center, let the radius is r, the electric field here will be how much? electric field is here is equal to E. Here electric field is how much? Electric field is equal to E. Same value because this distance is R, this distance is R. On the Gaussian surface, everywhere electric field will be same and also normal to the sphere because you know a radius is always normal to a sphere. That's why electric field same and normal. Then this is a electric field is same and normal. That's why I have taken outside E. Then integration of dA is equal to 1 by epsilon 0 times total charge present inside the Gaussian surface. Now come to here. Now this is the Gaussian surface. How much charge is present inside the Gaussian surface? At the center, the charge is equal to Q at the center Q, and at the inner surface of the sphere, the charge is equal to Qm. Total charge is how much? Q plus Qm is the total charge. So inside the Gaussian surface, total charge is Q, which is at the center, and Q induced is the charge on the inner surface, that is the induced charge equal to Q induced. This induced charge value we are going to calculate. Now let us find out here. This is equal to E. So E is the electric field at this point. This point is in the medium, dielectric medium. So electric field at a distance R in a dielectric medium is how much? That is equal to, you know, electric field from the Coulomb flow, that is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 epsilon R, that is Q by R square. So you know electric field for a point charge is equal to electric field for a point charge is equal to kq by r square, because this is the point charge is here at a distance r, electric field will be how much? That is equal to kq by r square. What is k? Now k is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 epsilon r square. What is this here? 4 pi r square, that is equal to the total surface area of the Gaussian surface, which is sphere. 4 pi r square is equal to 1 by epsilon 0 q, that is equal to q induced. Now from this, which part will be cancelled out? You see that here equal to epsilon 0 cancelled out, 4 pi cancelled out, r square cancelled out. What is left? Let us discuss. Now after that calculation you will be getting that is equal to q left side, q divided by epsilon r left side. What is the value of right side? That is equal to q plus q induced. What is the value of q induced? Now q induced, that q induced is equal to q by epsilon r minus q, that is equal to q common 1 by epsilon r minus 1. So you know epsilon r is more than 1, that is equal to minus q, 1 minus 1 by epsilon r is the induced charges in a dielectric. So the amount of charge induced in a dielectric, when it is placed, charge is placed inside the dielectric, the induced charge is equal to minus q, 1 minus epsilon r. This is a very important discussion. So now one more point we will be writing here. Look here. What is the conclusion? Now let us complete it. So now here it is a dielectric sphere. Look, this is a dielectric sphere. This is a dielectric. This is made of dielectric having relative permittivity epsilon r, dielectric constant epsilon r. So when charge is kept at the center q, now how much charge will be induced here? The amount of charge induced here is equal to how much? As you have seen, this charge is plus q, so induced charge will be minus q, 1 minus 1 by epsilon r. This is what I have written. This is the induced charges. So once the induced charge will be obtained, minus q this much. Now let us come to catch that if it will be a conductor, then what is epsilon r? Epsilon r is equal to infinite. So if it is infinite, then what will be induced charge? Now induced charge is equal to minus q, 1 minus 1 by infinite. So that is equal to minus q. So for a case of conductor, if charge is q, induced charge is minus q. If it is a dielectric, then induced charge equal minus q into something. That means induced charge is less than in case of a conductor. This is all about the discussion of a induced charge, earthing body, and all our discussion. I hope you have enjoyed my class. If you like it, please share it and subscribe it. Thank you.